We still have to have a quorum.
Hello? I think I'm
Eric?
Yep.
Thank God.
Yeah.
on. That took a while.
You
So how
log
many
him in, Rich?
What's that?
With is
Tom,
that a
are you
quorum?
back? Tom?
I'm on. Yeah, Tom's on. Is that a quorum?
Mitch is on. Bob's back? Bob? I thought I saw him dialing in.
Yeah, Bob Van Valkenburg's back. Right
One.
now,
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more.
Yeah, we'd have 9. So we need Eva to call back or Bruce to call back.
You got me, did you, Rich?
What was that?
Eric? Got
Yeah.
Eric? Okay,
Yep.
all right.
No, we've got 10.
Who's the 10th?
I'm showing,
I can't see the attendees. There we go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but I don't know, who's, 518, Eva, is that you? 514?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, that's the 10th.
Good.
Okay, all right, good. So we got 10. All right, so we only have a half an hour. So want to go right to the referrals, Eric?
Yes, I would say that would be a real good idea.
Okay, I'm going to go through them very
Done
quick.
as quickly as we can.
I'm going to go through
Yep.
the overview of them very quickly. There were some issues with getting for some reason, a number of subdivision referrals this month. Just, my understanding right now, which I'm trying to get all this clarified, is right now, the county planning board is not authorized to review subdivisions. We're only, which is a separate section of the general municipal law under 239N. We're only authorized, my understanding, and I'm trying to get this all clarified, 239M, which does not include subdivisions. So it was very confusing with the town of Caro, so I'm going back and forth with them. This application, they submitted as a site plan review and with a proposed change of use. But it turns out it was a lot line adjustment. But I'm just gonna send it back saying we have no jurisdiction. However, if their local law requires a change of use to have a site plan review, then it needs to come back to the planning board. So there's no jurisdiction on that one. The next one, 2024. This week we have, it is a solar array proposal, 2 megawatt solar array proposal in Caro. It's on the corner of County Route 67 and Moriano Lane. It's a site plan review and a special use permit. It's 118.5 acre parcel, of which a little over 8 acres will be developed with it's 7,524 panels. Let's see. It's allowed in the town of Caro by special use permit. Let's see, what else are we showing up there? You can see where the array is. That's County Route on the screen right now, right where that pin number 2 is. That's Route 67. I don't know if did you show the site plan map yet? Not the site plan, like just go back one, please. Oop, forward one. Well, you can leave this one up. You can leave this one up. This has the outline of the parcel. It's basically this blue line here of the parcel 510738. This particular slides, it does have some sensitive environmental areas in terms of these are farmland of statewide importance. It also has prime farmland soils. It's a very wet site. That's the actual site map. It's a very wet site. I don't know if you have the wetlands or stream maps. Well, yeah, this is just a picture of the arrays, the 7,500 arrays. Let's see. Is there the wetlands or any of the other, as we keep going back to this one, there's a couple other graphics with this one, but I don't see them. That's the farmland, okay. Well, nonetheless, there are, that's the prime farmland on the map. So,
Rich, what's the staff recommendation on this?
the staff recommendation is, where's the staff memo? I have to.
It's approved with comments.
Yes, it's approved with comments. So, and some of the comments were just to, be aware, the application did recognize, that it's a very wet area, that it's, that they're going to, avoid the wetlands. The stream, there's some stream, the streams are in fair, poor quality there. So, some of the comments are just reiterating some of those things.
Okay, well, does anybody have any other comments about it?
Not me.
No.
Do you have this? Did you guys all get the staff recommendation memo? I
Yes.
emailed it out earlier today, so
I
that's, you
read
should
through
have
them.
that. So there's just some comments about some of those things, about the visual impacts.
I have one question. Where is it being used locally, or are there going to be transmission lines installed?
Well, there's going to be either way. There's going to be transmission lines, but no, this project just this is a NYSERDA project. It's power that's going to go go back into the grid. That was one of the comments. Even though it's a small array, it's to potentially discuss any host community benefits to it, to see if any of the power could be, any benefits can be gotten locally. The new law that is, it really just applies to large scale, over 25 megawatt facilities for host community benefits. But it doesn't hurt to try to negotiate some local benefits like that with the developer if you have the opportunity. So that was part of the comments. But no,
Okay, well,
this will just be power that will, it's a community solar. Some projects will, which they could do is, they make the purchases available locally to local residents at a reduced rate of some sort first before they open up the purchase of arrays to the larger public. But that's, again, whether that was not part of the application.
okay, would anybody like to make any motions to accept the staff recommendations?
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, just identify your name when you say, because I can't see who you are when you're doing that.
Mitch.
Mitch. Okay, thanks.
Second by Tom.
Second by Tom.
Okay, all in favor?
I
Are there any opposed?
Eric, I have to abstain.
Okay,
And when you, okay, just identify yourself of who's abstaining.
It's Beth.
Okay.
okay. Well, motion carries if we have enough to still have.
Oh, yeah.
authority.
Yeah, well, let me,
Quorum.
well, let's see. I'm just gonna run through the names again. Beth's here. Bruce, is Bruce
Yeah.
here?
Yep, I'm
Bruce,
here.
Mitch,
Yep.
Bob, Jim, Eric, Jen, Eva, Tom, Carl,
Yes.
Jean.
Yes.
That's 11, right?
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Okay. Well, let's move on to the next one.
Moving along.
I guess we have
Camptown.
to.
Yeah, 2025, Camptown. If we could go back to the site, we use the site plan map instead of this map. Yeah, there we go. This is actually, we can try to do 2 in 1 here. This is 2025 and 2026. There are 2
Can I
different
just ask a
referrals.
question? Who has a little dog barking? I keep hearing a dog barking. Unless that's my computer.
Maybe you can mute yourself and they'll tell you, mute your dog. So there are three different parcels really involved in this. One is, and as you can see from the map, they're actually outlined as four, but two of the parcels are under one parcel number, and it's to it's modifying a 10-unit motel and a 20-unit motel to add and 19 cabin additions, updating the water and sewer and an ADA compliant sidewalk with ramps to the main motel. So basically updating motel and cabins. That's the one referral, 2025. This 2026 is to update the parking at that same site, which is this lower lot. Right now we're seeing green, the bottom kind of triangle, that's where the parking is. They're going to update the parking. So it's right off of the exchange here, exit 21 off the thruway, which you can see off to your right. It's near the Astoria Motor Court. It's right across from the Greene County IDA property where they're trying to site a new motel. So it's a good place for, I think, an improved development there. And that's why I think the staff recommendation is to approve both 2025 and 2026. 2025 is the site plan review. 2026 is also a site plan review, just for, again, it's in addition to the parking, they're also putting an addition on the restaurants at there. So basically it's updating the whole property, the lodging element to it, the restaurant, updating the parking. Seems like a good project.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Is that Carl?
I just want to ask one quick question. So it's 12.8 acres for the actual motel, and then there's 0.75 acres for the, are they separate parcels, or is it all connected?
Well, they're all connected. They are separate parcels. 2025 is.
It's only 3/4 of an acre, and they're
Right.
going to put it, okay.
Well, if you look at that, there is already the hotel there.
Well,
I mean,
that's
the restaurant in that little bottom triangle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep,
The
I
restaurant's
see
already
now.
there. They're putting
Yeah,
an addition
okay.
on. And then you
Yep.
can see behind that is where the existing lodging is. Most of the back of the parcel is undeveloped, that larger parcel.
Yeah, I get it now. I was just confused for a minute. Okay,
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Would anybody
so
like to
Carl
second
made a
Carl's
motion. Yeah.
Is that Carl? Yeah.
This is Beth. I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Are any opposed?
Aye.
And so the motion was for just 2025, or was that for, do we want to do 2026 separately? They
Yeah.
came in as two different referrals. So,
Yeah. I just assumed we were approving them together.
okay.
I should have
Me
made that
too.
clear.
All right. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, so it's for both parcels?
Right.
Okay, any opposed? Any have to abstain? Motion carries.
Good.
Okay, next one, I guess, Rich.
Yeah, 2027, it was submitted as a site plan review, indicating that it was on the boundary of the town of Catskill. But when I measured it out on the mapper, I don't know, as you can see on the screen there, it's almost 3,000 feet. It has to be within 500 feet. So of the border between Carroll and Catskill. So I don't know if they were just kind of worried that it was, close to the border, but really, again, there's no jurisdiction for 2027. It's a site plan review for a change of use from resort to apartments, but that's irrelevant. It's more than 500 feet from the municipal border, as far as I can tell. If anybody from that area is familiar with Poly Rock
Yes.
Road, in Round Top, being close to the border
Yeah,
of
go all the
Catskill.
way down to where the game farm was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
So as
back
far as I
Okay.
know, it's, you know, it's not on the board. It's not within 500 feet of the border, unless anybody knows, you know, is more familiar with the geography. I used a web mapper to measure it.
Well, okay, I guess we go on to the next one,
So no jurisdiction on that one.
hmm
as far as we know.
Right. 2028. This was another very confusing
Oh.
submittal. It was for a subdivision of a parcel, 116.39 acre parcel into two, subdividing off 9.77 acres. Again, submitted as a site plan review, but it's not really a site plan review. It's a subdivision. But as I was looking at it, realized that it's actually in the ag district. Found out that the ag district is not the general municipal law or the ag district law are not very clear on whether the county should review a parcel in the ag district, being we administer the ag district program. The law is not very clear. Regardless, the town of Carroll law says that any subdivision has to comply with the ag and markets law, which is to produce an agricultural data statement. So we have no jurisdiction. We still can make informal comments on subdivisions is really what I found out, even though by law, they don't have to be submitted to us. So I was just going to submit that back as a comment that, you know, that the local zoning law even points out that the applicant is going to have to produce an ag data statement, being that the property is in the ag district. So that's that one.
Did this submission affect the county's decision to not review the subdivisions at this time? Was this relevant to it?
Well, no, I mean, that decision was made some time ago, and I'm trying to just track down that decision and when that was kind of made in terms of the county planning board's authority under section 239. But what I was told is we don't review subdivisions. So, but this had no bearing on it. It's not clear. I am of the opinion that if it's in the ag district, it should come to the county for review because the county administers the ag district program. But certainly it's really a local thing to make sure that the ag data statement, that they comply with the ag data, in the ag markets law. If it's in the ag district, it's not the county's responsibility. It's the municipality's responsibility to make sure that to identify it as but a lot of these applications come to me without the ag district identify whether it's in an ag district or not.
Yeah, I would think the county would need to be aware of those because they have much more information and knowledge up to date of what's going on in those ag districts. Just a point, just a thought. I mean, a point of mine,
Well, yeah, there's not a lot
my
of
opinion. But in any event, why don't we move along because that's out of our hands anyway.
All right, well, you know, I think a larger discussion about the county's review of subdivisions is in order to talk about, you know.
Well, could before question, please, to maybe send back, since it's not in the county's jurisdiction, to at least make a comment that they adhere to any ag district requirements.
That would be appropriate.
Okay,
And
does that
leave
need
it-
to be moved or seconded or anything?
I
I
would entertain that as a motion or a second. Tom Polk.
Okay. Okay, does anybody want to make a second? I don't know if a chair can make a motion.
Sure you can.
Oh, okay, then, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's get on with it.
Okay, 2029, it's right here in the village of Catskill. First, maybe it would be a rather simple one. Somebody just wants to put a garden stand and sell produce out. It's on Route 385 in the village of Catskill, also known as Spring Street. looking for a use variance, however, and use variances obviously then get a little more complicated. So why it's a local decision. There's no real county impact.
Yep.
And that's the recommendation, local decision with comments is, basically that the applicant really needs to demonstrate the 4-part use variance test, which again,
Local decision.
yeah, it's a local decision.
I think we can vote on it based on sending it back as a local decision.
Okay, that a motion, Tom?
No.
Does anybody like to make a motion on that? To send
I'll
it back
make
as
the
a
motion.
local decision with comments?
I'll make
I'll
the
make that
motion.
motion, Bruce Seisler.
Okay,
I'll
second?
second. Carl
Carl.
Giangrande.
Okay. And
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anybody have to abstain?
I do, Mitch.
Okay. Motion carries and we'll get on with the next one.
Yippers.
just 1 second, I'm trying to follow my own sloppy notes here so I can, the next one, is from the town of Carroll again. They are proposing a local law for regulating the siting of battery storage facilities. I believe they have a developer that's interested. There was a referral submitted last month, which we didn't have a quorum to discuss on a moratorium, but I think they've been able to work out some of the local issues and instead are proposing a local law on siting. And basically what they did was use the NYSERDA model law that NYSERDA has on their website. So there was just some comments about things, to be aware of in terms of the siting and safety protocols and emergency response and having appropriate emergency response facilities in place. Very similar to the comments that we made some months ago on the battery storage facility that was cited in the town of Catskill. This is a different developer. It's not the same developer as the one in the town of Catskill, but similar issues, similar law based on the NYSERDA model law. But all local laws need to come through the county. So again, the recommendation was to approve with some of the comments.
Okay, anybody have a comment? Any questions? Anybody like to make a motion?
Mitch, I'll make a motion.
Okay, anybody seconds?
I'll second it, Jen.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Beth abstains.
Okay, Ava has to abstain?
Beth.
Beth,
No, I do not.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, then,
Beth is the rep from Caro, so she's abstaining.
Yes.
oh, okay, Beth, sorry, Beth.
That's all right.
Okay. All right, okay, motion carries. Let's get to the next one.
That is all of them. We whipped through them very quickly.
Oh, thank God.
I just want to make a comment. This is Jen. I just thought, your care and what you put as comments there, Rich, are really good.
Oh, thank you.
I think this is something that, when it comes up and we don't quite know what to do, it's good to have a lot of recommendations like this, and a lot of thought put behind it. So I just wanted to make that comment.
Thank you. I mean, I look at each referral pretty closely and, probably more closely than you do, because really we're just supposed to be looking at countywide impacts, but which is one of the issues I have with subdivisions, because in my opinion, we look under 239M, we often have little area variances of 4 feet here or 4 feet there, which are really small local issues. Subdivisions, I think, are more potential to have larger county impact. So if I am an advocate for us reviewing subdivisions, because I think they have more potential to have it more.
I'll second that
impact than-
compliment. I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you are.
Um,
Well,
And that being said, I just want to, if you, a local level, one of the points I wanted to make with a lot of these, because a couple, as you notice, that we went from 2029 on the referrals to 2033. And a couple of those got skipped because I'm getting a lot of the site plans submitted via email, which means I get a little 8.5 by 11 site plan. And my standard response now is I need a full-size site plan map. It's very hard to print out an 8.5, 11 and see anything or try to zoom in on a PDF and try to really read it. So if you talk, if you're on any of your local planning boards, or you talk to any of them, really, I mean, everything else can be submitted electronically, which is fine. But when it comes to any kind of maps, site plans that I want to try to read, and hopefully someday when we can meet again in person, and you guys, because I have the big site, I did get the site plan maps of the Carroll solar array. I have the big site plan maps here. We were trying to look at them on the small ones via Zoom. So that's just a standard comment I want to make. So if you want to take that back to your local boards and so forth, that it held up a couple of referrals this month because I sent it back saying I need full scale, full-size maps. So I just want
Well,
to.
that's something they have to send in? Oh,
Well, yeah, to most of you, they have to send it, or they'll send an email to the developer,
Two of those
I mean, the
are-
consultant, not the necessarily developer, but the consultant for the developer to send them. So that's what happened, like with the solar array. They submitted it all electronically, and I asked them to submit the full-scale drawings, and they, the town asked their consultant to send the full-size drawings, which, again, that's makes it much easier to review and read. So.
okay.
Yeah.
Could I make a motion to adjourn?
All right.
okay.
Can
Who
I
wants
just,
to second it?
that's Carl,
I'll
motion
third
to
it.
adjourn. Okay.
Yeah, I'm all zoomed out. Zoom.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.